Okay, it says it started. I'm looking for confirmation that it has. Typing here. Am I live? Am I up? I don't know. Close that. I'm trying to pull the chat into a different window here. What an adventure. It works. Excellent. Hey, I have some confirmation that I have figured something out. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. I can see my face on the internet. Wow, okay. Well, I'm just about an hour behind from where I wanted to start because of some technical difficulties. So I apologize for that. But I'm back. I'm here. Thank you for those who helped me work out the technical difficulties. So I had to basically create a brand new event. I think what I was trying to do was use the same settings and page from my previous live stream, and that was not working out so well. So I started everything from scratch, and now I know I need to do that from now on. Okay, so welcome to my live stream. Please ask any questions you want in the comments, and I will try to answer them if I can, or any kind of suggestions you may have, or anything you want to put in there. And I'll be reading them as I go through this live stream. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know how the audio is. I do apologize because I'm getting over a cold, and so my head's kind of stuffy, and my voice sounds a little weird to me, but it may sound okay through the microphone and everything. So, well, what I wanted to do is to show you some favorite things that I've been enjoying the last few months. And so I'm going to show you some things and then read some comments and then go back and forth like that. So, excellent. Okay. I'm looking at the comments here. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Marge, for sticking with me. You helped me a lot with figuring out what was going on and giving me good feedback when this stream failed the first time. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you guys is this mechanical pencil that I've been using probably since Christmas. It is pretty sturdy, and I enjoy using mechanical pencils over using pens because I'm left-handed. And when you're left-handed, the ink smears on your hand as you write. So I've gravitated towards pencils since elementary school, when I realized that pens made a bigger mess and made it harder for me to read what I was writing. So the reason why I like this is that it has a little bit thicker lead. I doubt you can see that. And a little bit more of a hardy, sturdy lead, so that you can put more pressure on it and it doesn't break. I think I've broken this lead like once, and that's because I just had it out too far. But I really have a hard time with other mechanical pencils with a really thin lead, especially when I'm drawing and I'm trying to create some expressive lines or something like that, and I just put too much pressure on it and it breaks the lead. So this has a thicker lead that's more sturdy, more durable, and I can do more creative things, especially with drawing. It is definitely a pencil made for people who draw. I also like the fact that you see this little dot here on the edge of the pencil. And that is because this rotates the lead as you draw with it. So normally with most pencils, you write and you have the one writing angle that you're writing at, and it sticks at that angle, and so it like sharpens the lead down and makes it even weaker. And so your line that you're drawing, if you change the pencil a little bit, changes dramatically. With this, it rotates the lead inside of the barrel as you're drawing with it, and it keeps the line consistent. And I really appreciate that. I get some really good results off of this. The name of it is Kuro Toga. It's by Uni, U-N-I, and it's the 0.5 lead size. You have the eraser here, and then if you pull the eraser off, you have the place where you can stick the extra pencil lead. And as you write, it will feed the extra lead down into it. When the first one's done, the second one and the third one will take its place. So once you load it up, you're good to go for quite a long time. So this is my first favorite thing, an awesome pencil, which I use every day. So let's see. I'm going to read some of the comments here. Hi, Ellie. Thank you for waiting in the rain on your front porch. Remember your emergency makeup video. Imagine someone walking into your room who doesn't know about ASMR and saw you rubbing your lens with oats and saying, "Oh yeah, that feels good." Yeah, I let my family know when I'm doing ASMR, and for the most part, they know to just leave me alone and not walk in or interrupt me. And they understand the concept of ASMR. They don't get ASMR themselves, but yeah, I've oftentimes thought about what it looks like when I'm creating the videos, like standing over my shoulder and watching. It's definitely a very strange and different viewpoint than the view you get through the camera, because everything is set up specifically for the camera. So everything that's off camera is sometimes messy and weird, and but hey, it's the end product that counts. Let's see. It says, okay. Looks like we're chugging right along here. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will get to them. Oh, here one just popped up. When are you going to do another unboxing? I really enjoyed your Apple Watch unboxing. I actually have an unboxing up on my channel right now. I unboxed some things from Initech. It's a company that ever so often will send me things to unbox. And I unboxed this little thing, which is a Bluetooth wireless speaker. It's pretty neat, and I'll be using it ever so often. I gave it a pretty good review. It's really heavy, has a nice weight to it, and it has a good sound as well. And then the other thing I reviewed in the unboxing was this strap that holds an iPhone. And I have an iPhone 6 Plus, and it did hold it technically, but it stuck out above the top by a little bit. But it worked, and it held it onto my arm, so I gave it a pretty good review too. So you can watch that video right now. And I hope to have another unboxing coming up of some snacks. A snack company, Munch Pack, I think it was, asked if they could send me a package of snacks to unbox, and I said absolutely. I really enjoy doing that, and they taste great, and you guys love them. So hopefully I'll have another one soon. What country and state do you live in? I live in the United States, and I live on the East Coast in the southern portion of the United States. That's usually as close as I like to put it. If you really did some sleuthing, you could probably figure out where I live, especially from some of the driving videos that I do. But yeah, East Coast, southern United States, right on the water. So we have access to beaches and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. So let's see. What's the next thing I want to show? Oh, this is something, it's a favorite of mine from a long time ago. So it's not anything new, but I do have it propped up and sitting here up on my bookshelf. And you may have seen this when I do some of my library videos. But it is a Apple Newton that I own. It doesn't work. The batteries are not installed. I took them out so it wouldn't corrode. But I always wanted an Apple Newton when they came out, and I was never able to afford one until I bought this one very, very used, probably about 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So it worked, but by that time the technology was so old that it was more of just a curiosity. But I love the design. I love that it was one of the first portable handheld personal devices. It has a stylus that goes with it, and try to get the glare off the screen there. There we go. This is very awkward because it's mirrored. So you would write on the screen with the stylus, and it had pretty good character recognition. Not nearly as good as the smartphones are now, but it had some buttons down here for like a permanent menu that were constantly on, and it was black and white. It really didn't even have shades of gray, so everything was pixelated, and that reminded me a lot of the first Mac that I owned, so kind of had a nostalgic look to it, for me at least. But I wanted to show you guys, we've got these buttons here, and it pops out this card, which is the memory card. So this size memory card, how much do you think this holds? By today's standards, this is huge. So this whole entire card held a whopping 2 megabytes of flash storage. And that was huge back in the day. 2 megabytes was a lot. You could do a lot with this. So I always love to see how technology has advanced. That snaps back in there like that. There we go. And then this little thing locks it in place. So I have a case that goes with it, and right now it's pretty much only a design object, a piece of industrial design. But that's what I like about Apple. They have such good design that it's something you can display and enjoy. It's not just an ugly box. So that was my second favorite thing. So let's see what we have here in the comments. Let's see. Yep, 2 megabytes. That was massive back then. We have greetings from Russia. Hey, one of the things I asked when I first started the last live stream that didn't work very well was where is everyone from? If you want to write in the comments where you are viewing this live stream from, that will help me know where and when is a good time to do a live stream. I want to try to do different ones at different times and different days, because I know that ASMR is a global thing. I keep looking at the chat. I should be looking at you guys. I know that ASMR is a global thing. People enjoy it all around the world. And so depending on when you do a live stream, you're going to get a different segment of your population. So it's about 4 o'clock here where I am right now. So let me know what time it is where you are and where you're from. And I love hearing that from you guys, and that I can understand a little bit better of when is a good time for you guys to access my channel. Are you staying up late? Did you get up early? Is this the middle of the day for you? How convenient is this time? So we have Russia, Sweden, Netherlands, England, excellent. USA, excellent. Very good. I love the international reach of ASMR. Let's see what else I have here to show you guys. This is kind of strange, but I've discovered this probably in the last month. My doctor actually recommended it to me, and it is called Akalal, and it is a nasal wash. Yeah, kind of gross, but this stuff is amazing. It has a whole host of essential oils and other ingredients in it that you can use when you have a cold or when your allergies are acting up or something like that. So even though it's kind of a gross subject, this was something I did not even know about until my doctor told me about it, because I don't like to have to take medicine a lot, especially for allergies that last a long time. You feel like you're just constantly on sinus medication. But this is a really neat product. I put it in these little nasal spray bottles and put it right on my nose. But you can use it for doing all different types of neti pots and stuff like that. So I highly recommend this. It has different recommendations for diluting it down, but I just use it straight. It's pretty powerful stuff. It see if it lists what's in it. Menthol, eucalyptus, spearmint, pine, cinnamon, alum, sodium bicarbonate. There's a few other things. I can't read. This sticker is over top of the text, so it's kind of hard to read. Camphor, I think, is also. So some really powerful stuff that will open up your nasal passages and help you breathe. And I need that a lot, especially with the pollen that's starting to come up probably about a month early. Our season, our winter has been unseasonably warm this year, and it has been pretty much in the 70s every day of February, which is weird and strange and starting to remind me of when I lived in Florida. So I have been suffering through the early onset of spring, basically, and all the pollen that's covering the car already. And it's in February, which is just strange. I don't know if that's global warming or if that's just a weird year we're having this year, but all of the trees are budding, and all of the apple trees and peach trees and crops are starting to come up. So if we do have any kind of frost or cold, freezing winter, it's going to really impact our agriculture in this area. So I don't mind the warm as long as it stays warm, then it'll be fine. So let's see. Lena says that I am her favorite ASMR artist. Thank you very much. Bosnia-Herzegovina, awesome. New York City, it is 4 p.m. here too. Thank you, Miss Katie 200. Bosnia is beautiful. Yes, I have heard it is a beautiful country. It's 10 p.m. Good. That's a nice time to relax and start to wind down for bed. 9 p.m. in England. Excellent. Thank you, Matt Cartwright. He says he loves this channel. Very good. Okay. Yeah, speaking of England, I'm very excited because our trip to England is less than a month away. we'll be heading over there in the middle of March, and I am really looking forward to the trip. I haven't been to England in probably about 17 or 18 years. And, well, 17, because I was there last year there in 2000. So we are going to be visiting a little town called Hereford, and I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully the warm weather trend where I am will stick, and it will be pleasant there, but we're dressing and preparing for a bit colder weather than we're used to here. So I will be doing some videos over there. I don't know if I'll be streaming or posting any videos from there while I'm over there, but I'm definitely going to be putting together materials so that I can do a video when I come back. So let's see, what's the next thing I wanted to show you guys? Oh, I've got this. If you are on my Patreon channel, I've been posting some things there about some gaming that I've been doing. My Patreon channel gets access to my gaming videos, and I've been doing Stardew Valley, doing a series of that, but I'm also ramping up to do some gaming videos of the new Lego Star Wars game based on The Force Awakens. And for whatever reason, the company that made that video does not support using the mouse with the game. So it's all keyboard driven, which was doable, but was awkward because I'm just not used to that. So I broke down and got one of these that hooks up to my Mac, and I've been learning how to control the game with this gamepad, and it's working pretty well. I obviously need a lot of practice with it. This is a Logitech. It works really well. It was about 19, 20 bucks. And most of the problems I'm having with it are just my skill level. Trying to unlearn the habits that I use when I'm using my keyboard, and learning how to use the joysticks and the D-pads and the colorful buttons. And it also has a button here and a button here. So once I get that down, I will start to do a streaming series of that game as well. And it's a hard life because I get to play games while I'm practicing. But I really like the Lego games. They are not so stressful as some of the other games, and you get to smash things and collect the little Lego studs. And I think that's probably my favorite aspect of the game, is just being able to go into a room and smash everything to shreds. So I get a lot of latent aggression that way. So I'm practicing and learning. I don't know how long. I want to make sure I'm at least competent with the game before I start streaming, even though the primary reason for doing the video is for people to relax and kind of get into it. But if you're terrible at playing the game, I think that might take people out of it, just with the mere frustration of not being good at it, and people, yelling through the screen at how bad I am. So let's see. Here's some questions. Do you go out and run daily, or do you have a schedule? You look very fit and healthy. I do have a bit of a schedule, especially in the spring and summer and the fall. I do walking. I don't do a lot of running. I have some back issues, which is why I have to exercise and keep myself fit, or else I would have tremendous back pain. But I do some vigorous and long walking. I probably walk about 4 miles. I try to do that at least 2 or 3 times a week. And then I have some other exercises that I do. But I used to be pretty badly out of shape. And if you look at some of my very first ASMR videos, you will notice, I don't know that I talk about it, but while I was making those very first ASMR videos, I was in pretty much constant back pain, and from just basically sitting. And once I got into physical therapy, it improved my back, got me motivated to start exercising more, and I started losing weight. I've lost probably about 50 pounds since my heaviest about 6 years ago, however long I've been doing this channel, 6 or 7 years. So I have to keep myself on a regular exercising schedule. And it was easy when I was motivated because my back was hurting and I was losing weight and I was seeing results. And so it was a really good feedback loop. Now that I'm pretty much at my goal weight and I'm just maintaining, I'm finding that it's actually a little bit harder to keep myself motivated to exercise and to keep up with my routine. But again, it's been the winter and it's been a little bit colder, although not nearly as cold as I was anticipating, as we were just talking about. So yes, I do have a schedule that I try to stick to. I have a bike. I've done some videos on my bike that I have, and I hope that I will be able to start biking to work soon again. I really enjoyed that. I wasn't able to do that last year because of taking care of my mother-in-law, but now that she's passed away, hopefully this year I will be able to get back into biking, and that will really help my heart and general overall fitness. Let's see. Yes, Storm Doris. Yes, I heard about that. I saw some videos of the crazy winds you guys are having over there. I saw a YouTube video of a gazebo that flipped over somebody's house and landed in the street, and a bunch of people were trying to hold it down and keep it from doing any more damage. Let's see. What inspires you to do ASMR? At the beginning, it was my own motivation to do ASMR, something to do while I was dealing with my back pain. But it quickly transformed into doing ASMR for you guys, for the people who watch my videos, having people who were using my videos to help them with panic attacks, who were using them to help them fall asleep when they were having and going through some difficult times in their life. And that is what motivates me to do it. I always want to try to create videos that are soothing and relaxing and ASMR inducing above and beyond anything else. And I continually try to find different ways to make ASMR videos instead of trying to do the same thing over and over again. I think that's probably my biggest challenge right now, is trying to keep it fresh and new for me. I'm trying to get back into doing some more role plays. I was off of that for a while, and I want to start doing that some more. Where do you work? I work at a local college. I'm in the marketing department there, and I do graphics design and web design. I'm the creative director, and I have some designers who work for me, and we do all the visuals for all the marketing stuff for the college, so it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy working there. Now, YouTube is not my only job. This is a side hobby that I enjoy and want to do more of. And that's one of the reasons I set up my Patreon page, is that I wanted to create a support network around myself that will give me the resources and the input to make my channel even better. Will you be vlogging in Hereford? I don't think so. I've looked into the rates of data usage over there, and they're pretty scary. So I'm going to be limiting what I use the internet for over there. If I can find some good solid Wi-Fi and use the Wi-Fi streaming to put some things up, I will definitely try to do one or two things from Hereford. But other than that, I'm going to wait until I come back. Hi Marco from Italy. Italy is one of the places I will definitely visit at some point in time in my life. Um, I am fascinated with the ancient history of Italy and the architecture and stuff like that that you find there. Hello from Ukraine. Let's see. Hello, Raquel. Going to England and Paris this July. I'm from New York City. I can't wait for my trip. Awesome. I agree with you. We'll be stopping in New York City on our way to England. We've got a layover of about 6 or 7 hours. And we're going to try to go from the airport to Central Park, look at some museums, have some lunch or some dinner, and then make it back to the airport in time to catch our flight to England. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of the museums, or one of the museums. We haven't decided which one yet in New York. But I'm very nervous about getting back in time to catch our plane, but I think it should be fine. We've got it all scheduled out. You look like Clark Kent. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Do I look like Superman now? I don't think so. If only I had a cape, right? I have insomnia, and your videos help a lot. Awesome. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do, is to help people fall asleep without having to use tons of medicine and stuff like that. So let's see what else I have here. Oh, I've got one other thing to show you guys. And this is a book that I am reading. It is called Jayber Crow, and it is by Wendell Berry. And a friend of mine got me this book. And it is not the type of book I normally would read, but I am really enjoying it. It is set in the early 19th century, starting probably about, I guess, 1900, 1902. It's the life of a man named Jayber Crow. And he was born in the early 19th century or late 18th century. And, 1900s, so early 20th century. I always get that mixed up. And it is set in Kentucky, which is where I spent my childhood. So I can really relate to a lot of the geography that's mentioned in this book, and a lot of the dialect and the way people talk in this book. And it basically follows the life of this character as he grows up, and it's told through his eyes. He's supposedly writing this book near the end of his life, so it's kind of a reminiscence of where he's been. And it follows him through his childhood and rural Kentucky, agricultural Kentucky, and the way that life was when he was a child. And then he settles in a town and becomes a barber. And he basically becomes a part of that town and follows the people of that town throughout his life as he cuts their hair and he gets to know them, and he gets to become a part of this small rural Kentucky town. And it's mostly a documentation of the way America changed before World War II and after World War II. So it's wistful and sad, but it's also very iconic about the ways in which rural Americans acted and thought, in the way that small towns operated and held together back then, and the way that modern times, things like TV and the car, excuse me, I didn't want to blast you guys out there. The way modern times, the car, television, stuff like that, started to kind of unravel the small rural town, particularly in Kentucky, but across the country. One of the main stories that it follows is a man who keeps a small farm. Well, it's a large farm, but he only farms a small part of it. And his son-in-law, who wants to farm the entire thing all the time using modern tractors and plowing equipment and stuff like that. And the conflict between those two different types of viewing the way in which you do farming. The older person planning and being very in harmony with the land and living within his means, and the son-in-law coming along and taking out a huge loan from the bank and buying all this equipment and never quite being able to make it. And the writing's really good, very simple, very easy to read. But again, not my usual type of style. I usually go for science fiction or philosophy or something like that. But it's good to kind of switch up the things you read. So I highly recommend that book, especially if you ever kind of wondered about American mindsets, particularly before World War II. And I think it helps me understand a little bit more about rural mindsets, and especially in this time in our political discourse, when that seems to be a real tension between the different segments of our society. So I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Let's see. Do you know what's the fidget cube? I've seen it advertised, I think, on some of my Tumblr feeds. I've seen the fidget cube. But it looks kind of interesting. It has like a little, almost, one of the things is like a little joystick pad here. And I think they may actually have some things here like buttons. So kind of the things you fidget with on here. But it's in a little small cube about that size, it looks like. So yeah, I have heard of it. Let's see. Have you heard of sleep paralysis? I have. I've read some very fascinating things. I've never experienced it. From what I read, it can be kind of terrifying. So I'm glad I've never had sleep paralysis. That can be nightmare sounds kind of flippant, but it can be scary from what I hear. Do you have sleep paralysis? If you do, I hope my videos help with that. I don't know if that's even a thing. Hey, Stephen. My day is going great. How are you? I'm getting over a cold, as you can kind of tell. I had some water, but I've drunk it all since I've been trying to set up this video in our aborted attempt to do it at 3 o'clock. Let's see. Just got home from work. I sprained my foot last week playing soccer, and it's pretty black and blue right now. I'm so sorry, Stephen. Soccer can be rough. Some people can be brutal in their attacks and running up and down the field, kicking a ball. I have several friends who have soccer-related injuries throughout the years that I've known them. Okay, let's see. Harris asks, what is your name? And Stephen is telling Ella that she is gorgeous. When will you do another subscription box? I have a one on the way. I need to check with them. I expected to have it by now. I think it's a munch pack, a box of snacks that they asked if they could send me to do an unboxing. So I'm hoping to get it. I'll probably write them an email later on today and kind of ask them where it is. They may be just shipping them out in batches, and I was kind of in between 2 shipments or something like that. Good. I'm glad that my videos help with sleep paralysis. That does not sound like anything that is fun from what I hear. Let's see. Alexander from London. I was hoping to be able to get to London when we visit next month, but I think we're going to stay pretty much around the Hereford area. I think we have one trip planned to an estate or a manor, but I'm not sure. Well, a lot of it is we're going to play it by ear. We are setting up for my son to go to college there. And so we may have a lot of meetings and not be able to do a lot of touristy things. But our main objective is to kind of introduce ourselves to the town and introduce ourselves to the college and kind of get him acclimated and find some resources there for him for the next, hopefully, 4 years as he completes his education there. So I hope to get back to London at some point in time. I was there in 2000, really enjoyed it. But with my son being over there, or he will be over there, I'm sure we'll be making the trip a lot more often than every 17 years. Did you attend college or university? Yes, I did. I majored in graphics design, and I went to a college in Greenville, South Carolina, and it was called Bob Jones University. You may have heard about it or may not. It was a very religious, conservative college, and got a good education. I actually went to high school there as well. And I always say that I'm glad I was there, and I'm glad I left. But they definitely instilled in me a love of art and a love of reading, or I already had a love of reading, but expanded my knowledge of books and my love of philosophy, and helped me buckle down and seriously start to study. So I learned a lot of really good things there. Some of the religious things I don't necessarily agree with now, some of the strict fundamentalist views, but I found it overall a very positive experience. So let's see, do you watch sports? If so, what's your favorite team? I do like football. The only thing about that is that we do not have a TV anymore. So everything that I watch is on Netflix or YouTube or something like that. And I have yet to find a way in which I can stream football games on my computer. I'm sure probably they have something like that now, but they didn't a few years ago. So I actually watched the Super Bowl a few weeks ago. And that was the first time I'd seen a football game in probably about 3 years. And I loved it. I love football. I love watching football, especially watching the Super Bowl. And I think this year I actually enjoyed the Super Bowl, the football part, more than the commercials. Being a designer, I like the commercials as well. But this year I think the excitement of the game actually outshone the excitement of the commercials. So I don't have a particular team that I'm fanatical about. I did, like I say, grow up in the southern area of Kentucky. So Cincinnati is usually a team. If they're playing, I'm going to root for them. But I'm usually a big fan of a good football game that's evenly matched, with good drama and good back and forth. So that's how I enjoy football. Let's see. Would you like to visit the city where World War I started? That would be fascinating. Do they have any kind of memorials for where Princess Ferdinand, is that correct, was shot? No, not Princess, where Prince Ferdinand was shot. Is there any kind of memorial or museum? That would be fascinating. Yeah, that would be very interesting to me. I find that whole way in which World War I got started intriguing and sad, and something that you would think would be avoidable, but when you look and see the string of events that led up to it, it really kind of wasn't the way it was set up. I have a book. Let me see if I can find it. It is called... One second, I'm going to look at my library. Let's see, I'm kicking things. I'm not seeing it right now. Well, I have it here somewhere. Anyway, I'm back. It's a book called The Peace to End All War, or The War to End All Peace. And it talks about World War I, specifically the West's interaction with the Middle East and Turkey and England and France and Germany, and all of the back and forth and all the negotiations, and how so much of what happened during World War I set us up for what we are now dealing with a lot of the Middle Eastern countries and the European countries, and a lot of just short-sighted thinking. If I could go back in time and tell someone not to do something, and they would listen to me, that would be the time in which I would want to go back and say, listen guys, it's not going to turn out how you think it's going to turn out. Let's see. What is your son planning on studying? I just got my place chosen, university. He is going to be studying design. He's going for 1 year of an intensive. The British university system is slightly different than the United States version and how it all relates. But apparently he's going for 1 year of an intensive design concentration or major. And then he'll have 3 years of taking that and applying it to some specific type of design, whether it's industrial design or blacksmithing or product design. I think they have several other different types of specialities that you can go into. So I don't know that he specifically knows exactly what he's going to specialize in yet, but he's going to be taking this first year of just pure design. I hope that explains it. Usually in U.S. system, you go for 4 years and you concentrate and you have a major in one area. This seems to be a little bit different in how they break that up. So he's really looking forward to it, and I'm really glad that he's able to go. Although I am, as a dad, nervous about him going to be so far away, but I think he'll be fine. What is your favorite ASMR to make? I enjoy doing unboxings, probably the most, because I am revealing something. Usually the first time I'm seeing it is the first time you're seeing it, so it feels a lot more natural, and it's not as planned. I just set the camera up, I get the box, and I open it up, and whatever happens, happens. So that's nice. I do like doing role plays. They are a bit harder to set up, and one of my plans for the support that I'm getting from Patreon is to use those funds to make it easier for me to do role plays, and how I'm setting up my new studio that I'm trying to outfit for purely ASMR. Before it was just like one corner of my office. Now I have a whole room dedicated to recording ASMR. And so far it's still just the corner. But as I am supported through Patreon, I want to be able to renovate that, what was an office, and turn it into a studio, and have a place set up just where I can do role plays and kind of keep that setting as it is, so that I can just step into it and start doing role plays. So if you're interested in helping with that, there is right here a link to my Patreon page, ASMR Vids. If you want to help me out, look through the different support levels there and see what you can do to help me. And I want to make my channel better and be able to put out better quality videos and videos more often for you guys. But to do that, I need the support. So that's my Patreon pitch for this video. I do try to spoil my Patreons. I give them early access to videos. I also, like I said, have specific gameplay videos that I only post over there. And then I also do Patreon only ASMR videos that they will never be on my main YouTube channel, at least not publicly. They will always be only for my patrons. So check that out. Let's see. I live in the city where World War I started, and yes, there is a memorial museum. That's awesome. What's the name of the city? I'd like to research that. That would be cool. Yeah, World War II was always pretty obvious, at least from the United States standpoint. It had a definitive start with Pearl Harbor and stuff like. I know there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with our support of England, but as far as the war proper, it always had a very clean start. World War I was kind of just a general miasma of descent into something that was supposed to be a very short, quick little skirmish, and it turned into an absolute nightmare. If you ever visit, I can be your guide. That would be awesome. What is your favorite male ASMR artist? Oddly enough, I do not enjoy male ASMR artists. I don't know why. It just is not something that gives me ASMR or that I find relaxing. Maybe I just haven't heard the right one. I've tried to do some male ASMR artists, and it just never works out for me. So I stick pretty much to female ASMR artists. That's I found that actually gives me ASMR and helps me relax. Yep, my family knows about my making videos. They don't get ASMR, but they do know that this is something that I do. I think my kids kind of think, I'm crazy, but they do respect the fact that I have over 50,000 subscribers, so they realize that it is something that is a thing on YouTube and on the internet. So I think they think it's kind of cool that I actually have a channel up and running. But they don't get ASMR or anything like that. My wife, actually, if you can look through my channel, there is a video about felting. And if you watch that video, that's actually my wife who is demonstrating how to felt. And that is her hands doing the sloshing in the water as she creates the wool into felt. So she has helped me out with one video. And she also does weaving. And we've talked about trying to set up a way in which we can create an ASMR video with her weaving on the loom. Because sometimes she gets into a nice rhythm and pattern, and there's clicking and moving the shuttle back and forth. And that's kind of neat. We'll perhaps do a video like that sometime soon. Sarajevo. Okay, I did not know that World War I started in Sarajevo, but I guess that makes sense. Because I think it was during a parade. He was shot while he was on parade, I think, if I remember my history correctly. So that makes sense. How many retro Apple products do you have? Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then at work I have 3 more. So I probably have about 10 all told. I am trying to buy an original iSight camera. I found one in a doctor's office that we went and visited a few weeks ago, and they said they don't use it anymore. And it is the round iSight camera, and it has the holes. It's all aluminum, and it has the ventilation holes on the outside. It looks really cool. I think they only made it for a year or 2. It just has almost like kind of looks like a gun, but not really. It looks like an old-fashioned boom mic, probably more than anything else. And so I hope, I'm trying to get the guy's email. I hope that I'll be able to purchase that. And when I do, I'll do it won't be an unboxing, but I'll show you guys the iSight camera. So I am building a collection slowly. I'm not going crazy with it, but I have an old iBook. I have several iPods. I have 3 original Macintoshes from the early 80s. I have a G3 tower, a G5 tower. I have an old iMac, stuff like that. So, plus some old mouses, stuff like that. Can you make another grilled cheese video? I've watched that at least 100 times. Absolutely. I love grilled cheese. I haven't had one of those grilled cheeses in a long time. I need to get the ingredients for it. But yeah. I also, my next cooking video is going to be, I don't have access to it right now. I made a link to it. Let me see if I can pull it up here on my computer really quick. It is a dessert someone suggested that I try. I think I can see the name of it here. It is called Fluffy Cheesecake, and it is a Japanese fluffy cheesecake. And I plan on doing that for my next cooking video. I don't know if I'll do it before we leave for England, probably. If not, I'll do it soon after. So, but grilled cheese sounds good. I actually made my chili recipe a few days ago, and I thought about making a video of it and doing that again, but I didn't have the time. I had to get it done. Who is your favorite female ASMR artist? It is really tough for me to pick a favorite. Let me pull up my YouTube page here and kind of go through the people I'm subscribed to. I'll just tell you the artists that I am subscribed to. There's quite a few of them. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's do this in alphabetical order. Let's see. Accidentally Graceful, Air Light, Amal, ASMR Attack. She's pretty cool. I like her characters that she plays. ASMR Darling, ASMR Glow, ASMR Kitten, ASMR Light, lots of ASMR. ASMR Mania, ASMR Nova Star, ASMR Requests, ASMR Velis, Astral ASMR. Let's see what else we have here. Cherry Crush, ASMR, Kristen Noel, Clockwork Whispers, Coco, Cosmic Tingles. Some of these people may have not put anything up for a while. Cute Bunny 992, Dana ASMR, Donna ASMR, Fairy Char, Fast ASMR, Gentle Whispering, Gwen Gwiz, Heather Feather, Henna ASMR, Hermetic Kitten, Innocent Whispers, Island Whispers, Latrice ASMR. She's really cool. I like her a lot. Little Watermelon, Lobelia Whispers, Miss ASMR, Miss Chloe ASMR, Neon Indie Girl, Olivia Kispers, Pelagia, Pigsbum 53, Rachel the Hazy Seas, Scottish Murmurs, Seafoam Kitten, Slim Whispers, Soft Anna, Softly Galoshes, Springbok, Tina ASMR, the ASMR Circus, The One Lilium, the UK ASMR, she's awesome, The Water Whispers, I enjoy her a lot, Valerie, Visual Sounds 1, Whispering Rose, and that's about it. So, yeah. I pretty much watch all of those regularly as they come up with something. I usually will put it on in the background while I'm doing my design work, and it provides just a really nice background noise and ASMR inducing tingles while I'm doing my work. I do ever so often use ASMR to fall asleep too, but usually I use it as a background noise, and I actually find it works better than playing music for me working on creative things. So I will usually go through my subscription list probably about 3 or 4 days out of the week and go through it. I always like a Monday because I don't get to do it during the weekend, and I come back on Monday and I've got all these ASMR videos to watch. My favorite kind is close personal attention ASMR, whether it's like a makeup or a face painting or something like that, but not the more recent type of close personal attention, which is like nibbling on your ears or licking your ears. That doesn't do it for me. But mostly just kind of the like cranial nerve exams, checking your ears, checking your teeth, checking your nose, checking your eyes, checking your hairline, you know, all that different type of stuff. So those are my favorite type. I try to get into the eating videos. Ever so often I'll enjoy someone eating, but if it gets too much and too like chewy and lip smacking, I don't like that. Let's see. Thoughts on Donald Trump. I have lots of thoughts on Donald Trump, but this is supposed to be a relaxing time, so I think I will just leave that. If I had another channel that I could express unrelaxing thoughts and continue to speak in a calm voice, I might put them up there. But I will say this one thing. I think trying to attack him as a person is the wrong way to go about it. I disagree with his policies. I don't necessarily like him as a person, but after putting up with all of the stupid accusations that people said about Obama, from him not being a truly American citizen to the more outrageous things they said about him, I'm determined not to do the same thing to Donald Trump. I may not like him, but that doesn't mean that I should spend my energy on attacking him as a person. I should spend my time saying that I disagree with his policies. And in my personal life, I try to do that in a nice, calm manner. In the end, he is who he is. He is elected as our president. He will have his time on the world stage, and he will go on, and will no longer be our president at some point in time. He will be part of history, and our country will move on. His policies and stuff like that, those are the things that will have lasting effect. So I concentrate much more on a local level, understanding the impact of his policies, and if I do speak out, and like in a discussion or something like that with somebody, I'll make sure that I talk about what I don't like about his policies and his philosophy, but not necessarily him as a person, if that makes sense. Did you know that Cherry Crush is actually a porn star? Yes, I had heard that, but I do not subscribe to that portion of her artistic output. I do enjoy her ASMR though. What do you think of Slim Whispers? She's unique. I sometimes have a hard time relaxing because she seems very frantic sometimes, but you know, that's fine. I've gotten some very strong tingles from her, ASMR wise. So, let's see. Sorry if you already mentioned this. I joined late. It is 10 p.m. here in England. But where are you visiting and when are you coming over? May I recommend some places? Absolutely, you can recommend some places. We are going to be going to Hereford, England, which is a small town near Wales, I believe. And we're going to be there for about a week in the middle of March. So that's the time frame. I'm hoping it's not going to be too cold. We're purchasing some warmer clothes than we need here. And so we should be pretty well prepared for the weather, whatever it may be. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been to Dorking, England. Last time we were there, we stayed as a family in Dorking, but that was 17 years ago. My sons were, a year old and 6 months old. And we did visit London while we were there. We popped in for a day, and I walked up and down the Thames and saw all this touristy sightseeing stuff. And but I actually enjoyed being in the small town more than I did being in London. But again, I only saw a very small part of London. But I enjoyed the pace of life. It was a trip in which we just kind of hung out and stayed. I took care of the boys, and we would walk up and down the hillsides and go out to a pub at night, not with the boys. But so I'm kind of looking forward to that a little bit. This is much more of a business trip as far as setting up my son's college connections and stuff like that. But I do hope to visit the local pub and just kind of become a part of the life. I enjoyed going to Sainsbury and doing the shopping and bringing the food back and fixing the food and seeing the different types of food that was similar but slightly different. And visiting a sweet shop, that was awesome. And so there's some definitely things that I miss about England. Probably the most thing is growing up in northern Kentucky. The landscape of that area of America is very similar to the landscape that you find in England, especially at least where I was in Dorking, and I think probably in Hereford. The steep but rolling hills, the deep gullies and valleys, and in Kentucky we call them the holler, and the trees that grew along the valley and the rivers that ran through, but then you had just the green rolling hills that spread out beyond that. I get homesick for that sometimes, having grown up with that as a kid in rural Kentucky. So I think I'm looking forward probably to that type of landscape as well, and just walking through the hills and enjoying that. But again, given this time of year, I don't know what to expect weather-wise. So if it happens, it does. If it doesn't, that's okay. Like I said, I hope to be visiting much more often once my son is over there in college. Hopefully at least once a year, going over there to see him and enjoy England a lot more. And the way things are going, I'm just apply for a longer stay. Let's see, I would definitely bring warm clothes. Even with the sun shining in March, it can be very crisp. Good to know. Yeah, I have a nice big jacket. I want to get some sweaters. The sweaters I have are old and kind of stretched out of shape, and I don't wear them much over here. But I do love wearing sweaters. And I have some nice wool pants that I'm going to be wearing. So I like dressing up in cooler weather because it's a little bit more formal. You're wearing a jacket, even if it's just a parka or something like that. You're using layers. There's a lot more fashion possibilities as opposed to warmer weather where you basically, a shirt and pants and then a t-shirt and shorts or something like that, and that's pretty much it. Anything beyond that is way too hot. So I can definitely understand how so much of the fashion that we follow around the world, even with suits and vests and ties and shirts and everything and all the different layers, how that developed so well in England with the weather they have, that I'll enjoy going back to that and being able to hopefully enjoy the cold weather without being miserable. So let's see. You should come to Germany for a visit as well. Germany is definitely a place I would love to visit. I think I've said this before. I love the German language. I love hearing it spoke. I wish I could speak it. I took a few years of it, or took a year of it in high school. I think I need to just be immersed in the language in order to learn it. But I could listen to people speak German all day long. I think I mentioned this in my last live stream. I was in a store and there was a group of people, it was a family, and they were speaking German. And I actually kind of followed them around the store just so I could listen to them to speak. So, one of my life goals. Hopefully one day I will get there. Hereford is the home of the SAS. Ooh, that's cool. I did not know that. Good, I'm learning things already. Maybe they have a museum there or something like that. The strategies that they used during World War II in trying to fool the Germans as far as how many planes they had and where they were, I think is a fascinating aspect of that war. Let's see, what gigabyte iPhone do you have? 16, I believe. Let me see. Let me check here really quick. Pull it out of its case. It doesn't say. I thought it had it on the back. I think the iPods have it on the back. I think it's 16 gigabytes. It's a 6S, which I love. With the latest update, it's showing its age a little bit. But hopefully I'll get another year or two out of it before I upgrade to maybe the iPhone 8 or 9 or something like that. So, okay, well, I think that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to do. I think I've got a solid hour of live stream in, which is what I wanted to give you guys. Thank you all for watching. I don't even know if I know the total count of how many people have been watching over time. Let's see if I can pull that up. 32, peak 40. Excellent. 40 people watching, 32 right now. Thank you guys so much. I look like a dad. Yeah, I've kind of grown into that look. I wear it with pride. I think I have earned the dad look. It certainly, I think, looks better on me than the geeky teenager look did. If I ever wanted to embarrass myself tremendously, I could do an ASMR video on old photos of myself in high school. I tried really hard to be fashionable and just didn't pull it off. So let's say thank you, Marco, for your love, and thank you all for everything that you have given through this chat and your questions. And I'll plug my Patreon one more time. Go over there. I would love to spoil you guys rotten with the different levels of videos and content. And if you subscribe at the higher levels, you can even have a private chat and a private video, things like that. So at least check it out. And I would love to have your input into my work and my channel at that level. So I will plan on doing another live stream sometime next month. And if you have any questions, anything you'd like to see me do on that live stream, let me know. Send me an email through YouTube or leave a comment down here. And Harris, I'll give you a shout out. M King Gaming, give you a shout out. I hope the audio has been well with this. I'm going to listen back to it once it gets uploaded to my YouTube stream and check out the audio quality. I don't have headphones in because I think that kind of just ruins the spontaneity of it. So thank you guys. I hope that if it's nighttime and you're winding down your day, I hope this has helped you relax. I hope that if you are watching this on my stream after we've recorded this, I hope that it's helped you achieve some ASMR and that you will. Ludwig's saying that I skipped his question. What was your question? I'm scrolling back up through here and seeing. You say, where do you work? I answered that, I think. I work at a local college. I don't work at YouTube. So you can go back and see that. I thought I got everything. I already asked this question. Yes, yeah, I did answer that. I work at a local college in the marketing department. I'm a creative director there. And I've worked there about 10 years. And I have 2 designers who work for me, and we do all of the visual aspects for the ads and the website and the brochures and everything that we do visually. That's my job, and it's pretty awesome. I enjoy it. So sorry, Ludwig, if you thought I skipped you, but hopefully that answered your question. So I'm going to sign off now. If I can figure out how to do that, now that I've figured out how to sign on, I think signing off should be a lot easier than getting this live stream started. So I will see you guys later, and look forward to some more videos coming up from me and some more live streams. Thank you guys. I will see you later. Bye.